of course, summer is in full effect, and we're able to bring in all our guys here on campus. The last one, which was Nick Babb, got here this past weekend. So with the 8 weeks of individual instructions, 2 hours a week, we're able to get in and just kind of do some individual stuff and develop. And just good to see a lot of returning guys, 8 returning guys from last year, and with the new guys coming in as well, 5 new players coming in with the guy that set out, Keith Mile, that set out for us last year. So we're looking forward to get prepared for year 4. This is year 4, and we want to make sure we continue to improve and take it to the next level. And obviously, you always want to be in a position that they have a chance to win a national championship. That means you got to be in postseason play. So we're getting prepared right now.
Our first question is from Bob Holt of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Mike, how you doing today?
What's up, Bob?
Hey, anytime the Fortis and Qual, since they got back from their camps or they worked out with you again, just kind of what was that experience like as far as, how do you think that benefits guys?
Well, I think it's a tremendous experience for these guys. I don't know if we've had 2 guys to have the opportunity to go to 2 different camps. Bobby went to the big man's camp, and it was pretty positive in his mind. I had a chance to sit down with them and go point for point what took place. But obviously he was pitched against some of the same guys in his position, big guys, and so it gave him a barometer of where he is and some of the things he's got to work on. But it was a great experience, good exposure for him. And then, of course, Michael, he's en route to get back right now. So, but all sides of some positive things are taking place for him in terms of getting exposure and playing against some of the guys that are in that position, some of the best players in the country. So hopefully it gives them the mindset to come back and really go to work.
Who do you think those guys are right now as players, and what are you looking for them as far as improvement going into next season?
Well, we talk about Bobby coming in and being the player that the best player he can capable of being. He didn't have the pressure because he was going to be the savior, but his speed he was second team all conference. So now the thing I like about Bobby is that he wants to be a great player. So right after the season, he's a gym rat. He's dedicated to improving. Already, he's about almost 6'11" now. I think the guy is still growing. So now it's just a matter of getting his body strengthened, the core, and just getting better from a skill standpoint. And that's something he's doing each and every day. But he's going to be a marked guy this year. I mean, people know who Bobby Portis is. Michael Qualls, we've seen him come from 1 year to the next year, leaps and bounds. And but I just think there's so much potential with Michael in terms of being consistent. We can get him to be consistent in terms of defending, rebounding. We all know about his athletic ability, but now we want to see the other parts of his game. I think Mike's a good passer. He's got good basketball IQ, and the key now is just being consistent. He went in conference play, started in the conference. He was a guy that went through a drought there. But in order for us to make that, the next step, those are guys going to be 2 key players for our basketball team.
And next up is David Pascal of the Chattanooga Times Free Press.
Hey, Coach, given the history that Arkansas and Kentucky have with some of those great games in the 90s, you saw how good they were this past season. With the SEC going from 1 to 3 permanent opponents next year, is that something you'd like to see? Would you love to see Arkansas play Kentucky twice a year?
Well, obviously in your conference, you want to play against the best teams in your conference, and so whether it be starting out or from a permanent standpoint or the rotating or what have you, we have no problem. We've all had great games, and I think it's when Arkansas was good, of course Kentucky was good. Our league was at the height, and so hopefully that's what we're getting ready to go into. But when you talk about the permanent partners, I would have no problem with that.
Do you think Arkansas has a shot at being Kentucky's permanent, or do you think they'll match them up with more traditional, since Vandy and Tennessee have longer histories with Kentucky?
Well, you think we don't have I don't think we have that much of a decision in that matter. I mean, we can request in terms of who we would love to have, but at the same time, I think that's something's going to be probably done between the athletic directors and the commissioner. And as you said, there's a history. think at the end of the day, I think the commissioner, I think all that, they want to do what's best. We all want to do what's best for our league.
Thank you. And next up is Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Mike, I wanted your thoughts on the potential for the NBA to possibly raise the age up to 20 starting soon.
Well, it's not something that I guess between the NBA and you talk about the Players Association, that's something that I guess has been talked about. But it's something I'd like to see. I think because I think there's 1 year, and that's not against the players, but the 1 year, one and done. I just think sometimes it just kind of makes a mockery of the college experience, and but I feel that it's probably trending that way, and so what's going to happen? You're going to continue to hopefully the product that goes to the NBA is going to be much better and refined and ready to go in and help certain teams as opposed to going there sitting and waiting. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's controversial, but at the same time, I think baseball has it right. When you either go out of high school or you wait, till you mature enough to go and make a difference.
Could you, going back to the topic about permanent opponents, what were your thoughts on that? I mean, did you guys have some teams in mind you'd like to see every year?
Well, first of all, it's going in. I didn't have any idea that was was being discussed, and so it's something I hadn't really given a whole lot of thought in terms of who that would be. But obviously there are some teams here, from a regional standpoint or just from a history standpoint, that we've had let's say LSU. I mean, there's a pretty good history there with Arkansas and LSU participating. And you look at some of the other teams. Ole Miss has been a team that we played quite a bit. So when you go on and on, something I haven't given a lot of thought. But I guess at the end of the day, if it does come to that, then we'll sit down and try to see which direction in terms of who those teams will be. Missouri coming in is a bordering state, and of course there are a rivalry right now in terms of the one team that we play each and every year.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Next question is from Bob Holt of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Mike, you talked a minute ago about everybody being on campus now. How have the workouts gone? How do you feel like the new guys are meshing with the older guys?
Well, so I think it's a big summer for us, and I think it tells me about our guys. One word we're going to use this year is going to be committed. You're committed to the team, and I think last summer we had all our guys up. I think this year we got all our guys up, and the workouts have been going pretty good. We broke them up in two groups. Then we'll come back maybe on Thursday and have one group. But more importantly, I think our guys are learning the work ethic that takes place here on our campus. Our returning guys are setting the stage. That's why I say a guy like Bobby Portis, Manuel Watkins, Antoine Bell, Michael Qualls. These guys have been pretty good in terms of leading these guys at this point in time and getting them in the gym, and you can still start seeing a little improvement. So I'm pretty pumped up about this group. There's more guys that fit what we're doing, and I think the testament, the thing I'm seeing now is that I got more guys spending a lot of time in the gym working on their game, and they spend a lot of time with each other.
Bobby's, you think he's 6'11" now?
He's getting close to it. I think they measure him at 6'10" and a half, and so I think he's getting closer to it. And I know that, and hopefully it's going to be a year where you'll see him even play to that because he's long and he's agile and he's very versatile. So he's having a good summer so far.
What do you think his ceiling is height-wise? Can he get up to 7 feet? What do you think?
Well, we just take it one day at a time, Bob. But looking at what he's done at this point in time, and just his focus. I think he's driven. It's his focus. He should be one of the guys that lead our team in rebound, and he led us in block shots last year as well. So he can just continue to build on what is taking place this year. And I think we're looking at a guy that's the bar as high as he wants to be. I mean, the sky's the limit with him. I think he wants